So the last few days I've been staying in this stunning treehouse in Byron, staying in Byron Bay. That's how everyone talks in Byron now because they're all very wealthy. This is the wealth here. I just went for a wander. Oh my God, there's about 700 Range Rovers driving past. Everyone owns a Range Rover. The last few days I have just been chilling out in this treehouse. Stunning, beautiful, having the best time. Now, when I'm at my most zen, I want to do something artistic and creative. And so I thought I want to create a sculptural piece that commemorates my week in Byron. I wanted to make this mosaic from this old skateboard that I found at an op shop, and I was like, what can I use? I don't want to use boring glass tiles from Bunnings, so I decided, what's very Byron? Wooden beads, hippie beads. So I bought a shitload of these necklaces from a variety of different op shops, and I'm just going to cut them open and I'm just going to arrange them into some sort of commemorative skateboard mosaic. So I can remember the time that I visited Byron, because I wasn't wealthy enough to live here or stay any longer. I wish I could stay longer, but this place is costing quite a lot of money. This is the second time I've been to Byron. Just to let you know, I'm currently doing this voiceover from Broken Head Beach, which is about 20 minutes south. There is no one here. I did intend to go to King's Beach, which I was told was a nudist beach, but there was a hike, and I was like, oh, not for me. I'm just going to keep my clothes on and sit by the water here at Broken Head. It's so stunning. Second time I've been to Byron. The first time, I'm not going to lie, didn't like it. I was like, oh, this is gross. Main beach, what is this shithole? And then I was invited to a beautiful wedding, and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna rent a really nice place. And I made a YouTube video. The video before this is a tour of the treehouse, $400 a night. Totally worth it if you can afford it. Look, I don't have any children or pets or any responsibilities, so I can afford to splurge. And I've just really had a great week. I went to Crystal Castle. And then throughout that week I've just been making this mosaic, which when I'm really in this zen mood, when I'm really at peace, I love to make things. And this mosaic, I'm not going to lie, Bunnings actually didn't have any tiles. So I went to Bunnings and I was like, oh, I'm going to get some nice glass tiles. They had nothing. They had zero selection. Oh my God, there's a stealth bomber. Holy shit. I've got to stop and film. Oh, so sorry about that. I had to get some footage of that. Was crazy. A literal stealth bomber just flew right above my head. And what's insane is, this is very sidetracked from the calm zenness of being in Byron and making a beautiful mosaic, but what happened was it was being towed by like an F-11. I don't know what they're called, a Hornet? One of those highway to the danger zone, one of those planes. And so what I think was happening is, now I'm no aeronautical engineer, but I don't know if those things have like engines, or they do, but to get it up into the sky stealthily, it's towed up via one of these Top Gun machines, and then it's released. And so what happened was it was being towed up, and it was being towed up over my head. And I got some great vision of it if you follow my Instagram stories. And then it proceeded to do like some manoeuvres. And then as I looked over to the left, there were some young men playing frisbee, and I got confused, and I saw a frisbee coming toward me, and I thought it was the stealth bomber, and I thought I was being abducted by aliens, and I screamed, and they apologized. I was like, oh no, I'm screaming because I thought it was the stealth. And I was like, oh, just Christian, don't talk to them. They're very good looking, and in their mid-20s, and here I am, 38-year-old with his gunt out at the beach and my tiny budgie smugglers. Cool. It might have been a paparazzi plane. I did let it know that I was going to the nude beach today on the socials, and paparazzi will do anything for a shot. They'd have to use a real big telephoto zoom lens to capture absolutely anything. Also, the other thing was, where the fuck is that plane coming from? I don't think there's any army base. What's it called in the sky? The Navy? No, that's the ocean. Air Force. Fucking hell. Is there any Air Force base? There has to be. There has to be. Should have Googled that. Anyways, let's get back to creating a beautiful mosaic to represent my time here in the possibly war-torn Byron Bay. Another thing to note is Byron feels very Noosa, but the different demographic. So Noosa, which I love, so I live in Brisbane, and so 2 hours north is Noosa, and then 2 hours south is Byron. Now you go north, you get the retirees, with also the wealth and the money and the retirement money, you know? They've not a care in the world, they're entitled, they're absolutely see you next Tuesdays. They also all drive Range Rovers. And so you've got sort of that money there. So I love to go to Noosa. I love to go to Noosa because I don't know whether I like being surrounded by wealth and just feeling like I'm a part of it. But I love the beach. The beach and the ocean is stunning. We used to holiday as a family in Jervis Bay every year, and it was honestly some of the highlights of my childhood with those holidays. And now I just love being by the ocean. And coming to Byron and being here, especially like right now, Broken Head Beach, highly recommend. It's so beautiful and relaxing, but here's like young money, right? So it's like, it's not really like, I remember holidaying in Jervis Bay and it was a coastal beach town, and Airbnb has really fucked that up. You know, everyone's bought properties to do short-term rentals, so the community's sort of not what it was. The shops are all tourist shops. They're not like, no, it's like people live on these coastal towns, but the community it's not been decimated. There's still community here, but it's very different. Like going down the street, it's there's the really absolutely wealthy money, and then there's the like a lot of backpackers here in Byron, which is nice, and then there's the locals who some have money, some but a lot of them sadly have been forced out and been replaced with the wealthy money people. And then the developments going up, like all the new houses, I can't tell if it's a house or a hotel. It's that type of vibe. They're huge, and the architecture is like, it is exquisite, but it's not Byron architecture. Like, go back and watch the video of me giving you a tour of the little tree house that I'm staying in. Like, that's Byron. It's wooden, it's a thatched roof, it's pitched, it's sort of, there's shutters, there's stairs, there's recycled bits and pieces, there's shells glued into the walkways. Like, it's a very Byron. The architect that did it, she lived in Byron pretty much her whole life, and she just designed some gorgeous properties in this area that are your beach shanties. And that's what I feel Byron is like, a beach shanty. But there's new developments. Anyways, I'm supposed to be being calm, zen, and relaxed while I make this mosaic. And this was a really fun thing to make. It was just I'm just going to buy shit and see how I go. Found the skateboard at this op shop. It's just called the op shop. It's huge. It reminds me of Reverse Garbage in Sydney. So it's just got all this shit. And then I went to the counter. Nothing's really priced. And then the person at the counter just goes, how about $20 for all of this? And I was like, $20? Oh, there's another plane. Oh my god, what is going on? Oh, it's like a Spitfire dual engine with a propeller. That's not a dual engine. I'm just saying words at this point. I don't know if you can hear that. It's got two spinny propellers. Yeah, that's a dual engine. Oh, I was right. It looks like it's from the 1950s. Is fucking war imminent? Oh, I hope not. I should Google the news and see what's going on. I forgot where I was. I get stressed so easily, and then I just lose my train of thought. The op shop, $20 for all this materials. I am going to glue on some crystals that I bought at Crystal Castle, which is, if you're in Byron, you've got to visit Crystal Castle. It's this gorgeous garden, sort of, you know, there's a lot of crystals, big crystals, the world's largest, what do you call it, like geode of agate. No, that's not right. Of like the purpley, you know, the spiky purpley things. Fuck, what are they called? Anyway, there's this huge rose quartz orb that sits in this fountain and it rotates in this big... Oh, it's really lovely. So I bought some crystals to incorporate into this design. You know what, I'm going to shut up now and just play some music and you can watch and see the finished product, which I was actually really thrilled with. How fucking good did it turn out? It's amazing. It's also abundantly clear that I'm very inspired by Indigenous art. The colours, the patterns, it has a very Indigenous feel to it, which I really love. So cool. Now I've just got to work out how to grout it and if I'm going to grout it. And, well, if you're a member of Patreon, you'll find out how the grouting process goes. And I assume it's going to be painful and I'm going to regret grouting this, but I think it needs to be grouted. I think a cement grout, like I think sand, I think that the beads are anyway, cool. That's, well, thanks.